football clubs from Brazil have been absolutely cooking at the FIFA Club World Cup. Palmeiras, Botafogo, Flamengo, Fluminense, they've been exciting, they've been full value, and have delivered some shock results. Like, bro, Botafogo beat PSG, and Flamengo won against Chelsea. So the question, of course, my friends, has to be, is Brazilian football extremely underrated? Well, today on the channel, my friends, we are putting all 20 clubs from the top division of Brazilian football to the ultimate test. We are giving Brazilian clubs a spot within the English football system. And season by season, we will be tracking all the trophies and exactly how would Brazilian clubs do if they played in England. Are we in for some shock surprises, or will the English clubs just dominate anyway? This is gonna be good. All right, guys, this is the way everything is set up. I took the top 10 Premier League clubs of last season and the current top 10 Brazil clubs and put them all into the Premier League. So now the Prem looks like this. It's Bournemouth, it's Arsenal, it's Aston Villa, it's Atletico Mineiro, it's Bahia, Botafogo, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea, Corinthians, Cruzeiro, Flamengo. So we are gonna have Flamengo versus Chelsea, Fluminense, Liverpool, Man City, Mirassol, Newcastle United, Nottingham Forest, Palmeiras, and Red Bull Bragantino. Quite an insane division. In the championship, it's last year's bottom 10 Premier League clubs, current bottom 10 Brazil clubs, and the top 4 championship clubs. So it is Burnley, Ceará, if that's how you even say it, Crystal Palace, Everton, Fortaleza, Fulham, Grêmio, Internacional, Ipswich Town, Juventude, Leeds United, Leicester City, Manchester United, because they finished in the bottom 10, Santos, Sheffield United, Southampton, Sport Recife, Spurs, because they also finished in the bottom 10, Sunderland, Sao Paulo, Vasco da Gama, Vitória, West Ham, and Wolves. Also an absolutely ridiculous division. Then in League One, it's mostly championship clubs minus the top 4 plus the top 4 current League One clubs. This is the way League One looks like. It has the likes of Birmingham City and Blackburn, Cardiff City, Derby County, Coventry City, Hull City, Middlesbrough, Norwich, Plymouth Argyle, QPR, Stockport, Stoke City, Swansea, Watford, West Brom, and Wrexham. And finally, League 2 is just a soup between all the best League 1 clubs and all the best League 2 clubs. We will be taking a look at who wins the Premier League, who gets promoted and relegated, who wins the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and ultimately, how do clubs from Brazil perform? England versus Brazil. Let the fun begin. Off to the end of Season 1. So let's see what happened after Season 1. We won't be focusing too much on the relegated clubs, especially in League 1 and in League 2, unless some of the Brazilian clubs get in there. But in League 2, going up to League 1, it is Rotherham, Stevenage, Bolton, and one of Wickham, Lincoln City, Huddersfield, or Reading. Then from League 1 to the Championship, at a chance to start facing some clubs from Brazil, it will be Hull City and Luton Town with automatic promotion, and one of Norwich, Coventry, West Brom, or Blackburn. Unfortunately, Charlton Athletic, Plymouth Argyle, Portsmouth, and Stockport, they all got relegated to League 2. Okay, the Championship, our first look at clubs from Brazil. Did any of them get promoted to the Premier League to join some of the other clubs from Brazil? The answer is no. Man United and Spurs expected to go up, and they will, automatically finishing first and second, and one of West Ham, Palace, Leeds United, or Fulham will also go up. Really surprised to see Leeds United finish in a playoff because there are Premier League clubs in this division. The top club from Brazil in the Championship was Santos. They finished in 8th. Internacional in 10th. Then we had Sao Paulo in 14th, Fortaleza in 15th, Vasco da Gama, Grêmio, Ceará, all avoiding relegation. Vitória also avoids relegation, but we have 2 clubs from Brazil going down to League 1. Juventude and Sport Recife. Okay, Juventude actually had a pretty decent campaign. They were quite unlucky to get relegated, but Sport Recife, only 4 wins, man. And then the Premier League, it went to Manchester City, 2 points above Arsenal and Liverpool, Villa in 4th, Chelsea in 5th, then it's Newcastle, then it's Brighton, then it's Brentford. So not a Brazilian club in the top 8. Flamengo finished in 9th, Bahia in 10th, Fluminense in 12th. Did all the Brazilian clubs stay up? Let's see what happened here. No, 3 of them got relegated. You can say goodbye to Corinthians, to Red Bull Bragantino, and to Mirassol. Mirassol was actually horrendous just 2 wins out of 38 matches, only on 18 points. While Botafogo, who beat PSG at the Club World Cup, only managed to finish in 16th playing in the Prem. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed at how the Brazilian clubs performed playing in the Premier League in Season 1, but maybe there is redemption in the cups. And we're gonna start in the FA Cup. The semi-final, it's Middlesbrough versus Botafogo and Liverpool versus Manchester City. Botafogo beat Middlesbrough and went to the FA Cup final, but they narrowly lost 3-1 to Liverpool. And in the Carabao Cup semi-final, we have a Brazilian club once again. Unfortunately, Palmeiras lost to Manchester United in the semi-final. The other semi-final was Liverpool versus Arsenal. The final was Liverpool versus Man United, and Man United took down the Carabao Cup. I don't know, maybe I spoke too soon. Although they didn't do that well in the league, in the cup, Palmeiras and Botafogo, they kind of cooked, man. I'm very intrigued to find out if the clubs can continue building on those finishes in Season 2. Oh yeah, and at the end, we're gonna take a look at some of the clubs from Brazil and exactly what their lineups look like. Season 2 of Brazil taking on the English football system, and in League 2 going up to League 1 to face a couple of clubs from Brazil that got relegated from the championship will be Charlton Athletic, Lincoln City, Wickham, and one of Barnsley, Portsmouth, Stockport, or actually Reading. How did the clubs from Brazil fare playing in League 1? Did they get promotion? No, they did not. It is Southampton and Norwich City going up to the championship. One of Preston, Watford, QPR, or Birmingham City will also go up. Our first Brazil club in League 1, Sport Recife, finished in 10th, 17, 17, and 12 on 68 points. And the other one, Juventude, all the way in 19th, 11, 13, and 22, only on 46 points. Now we come to the championship going up to the Premier League. It will be Fulham with a dominating season, 103 points, and West Ham United. Leeds, Leicester, Corinthians, yes, Corinthians in a playoff, they may go up, or Burnley, Grêmio in 7th, Vasco da Gama in 8th, Santos in 9th, Wolves in 10th, Everton in 11th. So the Brazilian clubs are kind of finishing quite high in the championship. Fortaleza in 14th, Internacional in 15th, Mirassol all the way down in 16th, Sao Paulo only in 17th. Red Bull Bragantino got relegated, and they almost got relegated again. They finished in 20th in the championship. 2 Brazilian clubs do go down to League 1 though. It's Ceará and Vitória, finishing 23rd and 24th on 41 points and 34 points, and actually Sunderland as well. And then in the Premier League, and once again, the top 8 does not have a single club from Brazil. Man City wins the league again, only above Chelsea and Arsenal. Liverpool in 4th. Spurs, after coming up, they achieve a top 5 finish. Man United, after coming up, achieve a top 6 finish. Newcastle in 7th, Villa in 8th. Where's our first club from Brazil? It is Palmeiras, mid-table in 11th, followed by Flamengo in 12th. Brentford and Brighton 13th and 14th. Cruzeiro and Bahia 15th and 16th. Bournemouth in 17th. 3 Brazil clubs get relegated. Botafogo, who beat PSG. Atlético Mineiro, relegated. Fluminense, 3 wins, also relegated, 23 points. All right, but what about in the cups? They did okay in Season 1. We had 2 clubs go to the semi-final and 1 club that went to a final in the FA Cup. Excuse me. We had an all-Brazil semi-final. Corinthians versus Vasco da Gama. The other one was an all-English Premier League final. Newcastle versus Man United. The final was Vasco da Gama versus Man United, but once again, a Brazilian club just falls short. 3-2, Man United win the FA Cup. And in the Carabao Cup, we did not have a single club from Brazil, but we did have a surprise. We had QPR beat Arsenal on penalties to go to a Carabao Cup final, and then Villa beat Manchester City. It was Villa versus QPR, and QPR just ran out of gas. They lost to Villa. 2 seasons down, not a single trophy for a Brazil club just yet, and very poor finishes in the Premier League. Achieving decent performances in the cup, disappointment in the leagues, off to Season 3. Okay, Season 3, maybe 3rd time is the charm, and a Brazilian club will win a trophy this time around. Well, in League 2, it's Wrexham, Bolton, and Stockport automatically going up to League 1. One of Peterborough, Huddersfield, Wigan, or Mansfield will also go up and join them. From League 1 to the Championship, what do we got? Any clubs from Brazil going up? Maybe. But it's Sunderland and Cardiff getting automatic promotion. Stoke City, Victoria, Bristol City, or West Brom. One of them will go up. Ciara finished in 8th. Any other ones? Sport Recife, yes, they finished in 14th, avoiding relegation to League 2. Juventude finished in 17th, also avoiding relegation to League 2. Going down to League 2, it is Charlton Athletic, Oxford United, Wickham, and Rotherham. From the Championship going up to the Premier League, okay, well, this is better. Oh my goodness, the top 4 clubs in the Championship, all from Brazil. Maybe things are starting to change. Fluminense on top. Internacional, actually, who started in the Championship, are getting promoted. Botafogo and Atletico Mineiro may also go up. Maybe Everton, or actually maybe Corinthians. They finished in 6th. Leicester and Burnley, they stayed down there. Gremio in 11th. Bragantino in 12th. Fortaleza in 14th. Wolves all the way down in 15th, man. What happened with Wolves, man? I thought they would be much better than this. Santos, disappointing in 17th, below Hull City. Sao Paulo, below Coventry and Hull City. QPR, Vasco da Gama avoids relegation, staying in the Championship. Mirassol does not, neither does Luton Town, and neither does Norwich. They are the 3 teams going down to League 1. And then in the Premier League, well, the top 8, nothing's changed. It's all English sides. Liverpool wins the league this time on 79 points, 2 points above Man City, 5 points above Arsenal. Newcastle in 4th, Man United in 5th, Spurs in 6th, then it's Chelsea and Aston Villa. Where's our first Brazil club? It is Flamengo once again, top 10. Palmeiras in 11th. Both Flamengo and Palmeiras are having decent campaigns in the Premier League, staying quite competitive. Bahia in 14th, also not too bad at all. Bournemouth goes down, Brentford goes down, but so does yet another club from Brazil in Cruzeiro. They were rock bottom, only with 4 victories. The FA Cup, guys, we have a shock. Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened here. These semifinals, I mean, West Brom versus Flamengo. That's your semifinal number 1, with Flamengo absolutely destroying West Brom 4-0. The other semifinal, another Brazil club, Sao Paulo, against Birmingham City. But Birmingham City beat them 2-1, also going to the FA Cup final. It was Birmingham City versus Flamengo, where Flamengo surely are the favorites over Birmingham City, but Birmingham City beat them. I did not expect an English club that's not in the Premier League to win a trophy before any club from Brazil in this video, but here we are. And then we come to the Carabao Cup. Dude, I feel so bad for one specific club. I really do. Okay, your Carabao Cup semifinals. Spurs versus Manchester City. Man City beat Spurs for 1. Flamengo versus Chelsea. Flamengo beat Chelsea at the Club World Cup IRL, and they beat Chelsea here 4-3 on penalties to also advance to the Carabao Cup final. But they lost the Carabao Cup final to Manchester City 1-0. So Flamengo in season 3 beat Chelsea. They went to 2 cup finals but lost them both. If that is not bad luck, I don't know what is. But one thing for sure is confirmed: Flamengo is clear of Chelsea, okay? IRL and an FC25. Okay, let's go to season 4. Season 4, can a club from Brazil win a trophy? Please, man. League 2. Oxford United, Reading, and Rotherham United all going up. Plymouth, Wigan, Athletic, Peterborough, or Wickham can also go up. Oxford, though, what a crazy season, man. 38-8, 98 points. In League 1, going up to the Championship, an FA Cup winner, Birmingham City, going up, yes, 2nd division, with Norwich, and West Brom, Luton, Middlesbrough, or the Brazil club Vitória can also go up. They finished in a playoff spot. This is the rest of the table. Juventude in 12th, Mirassol in 15th, Ceará in 17th, Sport Recife barely avoids relegation, finishing in 20th, Stockport, Huddersfield, Wrexham, and Lincoln City, unfortunately, their time is over in League 1. From the Championship to the Prem, Bournemouth on top on 97 points, but also achieving automatic promotion. It is Botafogo, and one of Brentford, Cruzeiro, Corinthians, or Sheffield United as well. Burnley in 7th, Gremio in 8th, Wolves are still struggling in 9th, Atletico Mineiro in 11th, Red Bull Bragantino kind of climbing their way back up in 13th, Sao Paulo in 14th, Vasco da Gama in 16th, ahead of Southampton and Ipswich Town. Fortaleza avoids relegation. Sunderland down to League 1. Santos down to League 1 with QPR. The moment of truth. Nothing changed in the Premier League. The top 8 clubs still all clubs that are English. Arsenal wins the league on 87 points, followed by Aston Villa, then City. Then it is Brighton actually in 4th place. Newcastle, Chelsea, and Liverpool and Man United round off the top 8. Forest in 9th, Spurs in 10th, Palace in 11th, Flamengo in 12th, the highest finish by a club from Brazil in the Prem. Palmeiras in 14th, Bahia in 15th, Internacional. You know what? They came up and they actually stayed up. Fluminense, there goes Fluminense. 3 wins. Everton and Fulham as well. They also go down. Fluminense, they came up. They couldn't do much. In the FA Cup in season 4, once again, we have a club from Brazil in the semi-final. It is Bahia, so a new club from Brazil going deep, but they lost to Arsenal. The other semi-final was Man United versus Spurs. The final was Arsenal versus Spurs, and Arsenal beat them on penalties 2-9-8. So Arsenal is dominating season 4. They've won the Prem, they've won the FA Cup. And the Carabao Cup in season 4. A few surprising clubs in here, a few Brazil clubs as well. The first semi-final, Liverpool versus Ipswich Town. Ipswich went deep in the Carabao Cup final, losing 4-0 on aggregate to Liverpool. The other semi-final on aggregate, it was Palmeiras versus Corinthians, and Palmeiras beat Corinthians to also advance to the Carabao Cup final. They narrowly lost the Carabao Cup final to Liverpool 2-1. Clubs from Brazil are coming close in the cup competitions. We've seen several make it to the semi-final, several make it to the final, but they're still winless without a trophy. Season 5, off we go. Season number 5 in League 2. Huddersfield, Plymouth Argyle, and Wigan getting automatic promotion. One of Lincoln City, Blackpool, Stevenage, or Stockport as well. Can we please have a club from Brazil win a trophy this year? Watford and Luton going up from League 1 to the Championship. One of Sunderland, Vitória, Santos, or Millwall will go up. The rest of the table in League 1, Mirassol in 15th. Sport Recife avoids relegation in 20th. We have 2 clubs from Brazil going down to League 2. Ceará and Juventude. Absolutely massive drop-offs. In the Championship up to the Prem, it is Fulham, it is Burnley, one of Cruzeiro, Everton, Corinthians, or Southampton. Hull City and Wolves 7th and 8th, Grêmio in 9th, Vasco da Gama, Atlético Mineiro, and Sao Paulo 11th, 12th, and 13th. Fortaleza stayed in the Championship 16th place. Red Bull Bragantino, just quite disappointing actually, and Fluminense, oh my gosh, man, another massive drop-off. They barely avoided relegation by 2 points. And then we come to the Prem, top 8, still all teams from England. Chelsea wins the Premier League on goal difference on Newcastle United, Man United in 3rd, Liverpool in 4th, then it's City, then it's Brighton, then it's Palace, and then it's Arsenal all the way down in 8th. Palmeiras in 10th, Flamengo in 12th. Bahia in 15th, there goes Botafogo, there goes Internacional, and Bournemouth. All 3 get relegated. Personally, I think the 3 best performing clubs from Brazil in the Premier League were definitely Bahia, Flamengo, and Palmeiras. FA Cup semi-finals, all 4 clubs from England, not a single club from Brazil, but a surprising final nonetheless. Brentford versus Fulham, West Ham versus Chelsea were your semi-finals, and the final was Brentford versus West Ham. West Ham United won the FA Cup. We've gone through 5 full seasons. This is the last opportunity for a club from Brazil to win some silverware in the video. The Carabao Cup semi-finals, guys, in season 5. Chelsea versus Aston Villa. That was your first semi-final. Chelsea beat Aston Villa 4-3 on aggregate. The second semi-final, it had a Brazilian club. You guessed it. It was Flamengo. They faced Brighton. They lost to Brighton 2-1 on aggregate. The final, Brighton versus Chelsea. Chelsea beat Brighton 2-1. Several deep cup runs by clubs from Brazil, but not a single trophy in 5 seasons. Most notably Flamengo. I think they went to 3 finals and lost them all. So what does Flamengo look like after 5 seasons playing in the English football system? Well, this is actually just hilarious. It's as hilarious as it gets, guys. Nicholas Jackson plays for Flamengo. Nicholas Jackson plays for Flamengo. They also got Krupi, a wonderful prospect. And they got Gertruida, actually. With their starting goalkeeper goalkeeper being Radoslav Majecki. Ademola Lookman is playing for Bahia. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is also playing for Bahia. Matt Target at Bahia? That is a very random transfer. Myron Boadu is a Botafogo player. Irfan Kaveci is a Botafogo player. And Tengai Ndombele is a Botafogo player. This is random. The Canadian Alistair Johnston, yes, playing for Botafogo. Let's take a look at Palmeiras. Said Ben Rama, 33 years old, but only 73 overall now. Edinger Grova is at Palmeiras, actually. He is a very good player. Palmeiras looking really solid, actually. Antonio Nusa. And Frank Kessie. Another very random signing. Rico Henry to Cruzeiro. How about Pure Coop Miners at Vitoria? And a last and final one, as random as it gets. Josh Windass is playing for Grêmio, guys, at 35 years old. There we go. Brazilian clubs taking on the Premier League and the entire English football system. I think I say it for all of us. It was very disappointing. But several clubs did stay quite competitive, achieving decent finishes in the Prem and making deep runs in the Cups. Unfortunately, that didn't amount to any trophies, though. Let me know down in the comments how you think the Brazilian clubs would do if they actually played in the English football system. Would they stay competitive year after year? Would they be able to win some trophies? In my personal opinion, especially after seeing the performances at the FIFA Club World Cup by the Brazil clubs, I think the Brazilian league is quite good. Is it a top 5 league in the world? Maybe. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, always keep smiling. If you have any other cool ideas or cool experiments that you'd like to see on the channel, comment them down below, and I'll see you guys in the next couple of days. All right, peace, 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 peace.